thank you for tuning in with the Enchantress. That's me, TheBabbler. That's me on this evolutionary high of an uprise at this time. Welcome to the Dark Mirror Oracle. This is something new for me. So, the Dark Mirror Oracle, what is that? Well, it's about addressing core wounds of certain things. It's about instilling light where there is darkness, or maybe even confusion of some sort. Potentially it is the murky surface of our wounded, scarred spiritual lakes. That's what the Dark Mirror is all about. So here I placed 4 cards. The Crystal Quartz Point, I think that is the Angel Azora Cherry, I think, or something. That one's like a Bumblebee Jasper or something like that. And then this one's like Dalmatian, Spotted Dalmatian something. I don't know. Anyways, 4 cards. Which of the 4 do you feel drawn to? Maybe you feel drawn to more than one. Either way, I'm not going to make this a long video. I am going to give you the meaning, and just off of the meaning from the book, feel whatever I feel compelled to share. That will be the message that is right here for whomever finds themselves resonating on this space. There are so many different corners, avenues that lurk within our entire being, so many different layers of onion layers that we must peel back and discover within ourselves. That, you know, sometimes we just need a little guidance, a little dark mirror shadowing, let's call it, in order to be able to look at something in a brighter light, to offer us the wisdom that maybe we need to just be able to push ourselves forward. And you know, and a lot of that comes with grief and that kind of processing of healing with our feelings. So let that be what this is all about. So hopefully maybe somebody will timestamp this for me later. Oh, I can see the timestamps here. So moving on, for if you chose after all, absolutely, out of the 4, which do you feel? Maybe you feel compelled to choose more than one. If not, 222, here we go. 222 to the Crystal Quartz Point. Here we go. The child I was meant to be. Just even looking at this, here I can feel, here the number 8. You know, a line of abuse. Many of us are transmuting the polluting that may have crippled many lifelines in our generations, that have kept us suppressed in some kind of way. So the child I was meant to be represents a full moon stage of activity, a stage of acceptance. To go forward is to go backward, as hope heals the wounds of the past. There is little darkness in this card. It is a card of connection with ourselves. So many times it feels like a dream. It's fleeting, uncertain, and yet clear. The moment you close your hand to grasp it, it turns into fairy light and disappears. But it remains as a lingering smell, an ephemeral feeling of light and peaches and blossoms. It is faith. It is hope. It is a warm smile at the other side of the forest of smoke and mirrors. We matter. Can we be whole again? Can we be pure again? Can we ever be happy again? No matter what we did, we can. No matter what we've experienced, we can. Just know that this is a gift of light among the cruel of the darkness that maybe you have had to suffer and endure, or feel and maybe not know how to deal. To understand that there's a cruel darkness out there, and it brings no road, sometimes no solace, sometimes no peace, but it can become a seed of hope. For this too shall pass, for it has. It passes. A wind of change. A place of safety in any storm. Even if it's gone, it was definitely here, and it maybe won't ever be forgotten. But the child that you were meant to be, that maybe had gotten taken from you, you see, exists somewhere down deep in that light within you, wishing to be let out, to be acknowledged, to be accepted, to be freed. No longer does that child within you need to be trapped in fear. You're safe, my dears. That was really deep. Moving on to, if you chose card number 2, I'm going to call that card number 2. It's just the Angel Lazura Cherry, I don't know, crystal. Here we go. Seriously though, I'm going back to over here. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go back to that one, but here. Abuse is what I am masterful at transmuting. It's a grueling process, I know. These wounds can still be healed. Alright, moving on. 610. Card number 2. Anger and chains. Oh, so maybe there are some things that maybe you just find hard to let go of. Maybe some things that have happened that maybe shouldn't have happened, or maybe could have went down another way. Maybe you're upset with yourself in some kind of way because maybe you've disappointed yourself and you're holding on to these anger and chains that just got you in this gripe in some kind of way because, I don't know, you can't turn back the hands of time, but you can find a way to channel outside of yourself the unreasonable, the undirected, but it's so powerful if you just acknowledge it too for what it is, feel, in order to deal so that you may heal, that kind of thing. I've got to break free, I want to be free, that kind of seed that marinates in you and within you so deep. Lines and sparks and chains and signs and lines all melded together, geometry and colors like an explosion. Ah, that got you in like, woo! Anger is not the road to clarity, my dears. It's not a controlled effort or a cold dish. It is raw. It is primal. It is explosive. It is the loss of reason, the loss of restraint, a bomb burning bright in black color, a wax seal carefully crafted to be immediately broken. But anger is also freedom. Oh yeah, that Jesus righteous anger too. How can you break a single thread woven with a million others? How can you unfetter yourself from a bad situation, letting all the rest unchanged? It doesn't work like that. When you need to break free, you need to shake and you need to shout, and because sometimes that's what it's all about. And more things will be broken than just what you want to hurt. Hurt people. But are you just hurting people, or you are the hurt people that just needs to scream and break free at the injustice and the cruelty of everything around you? Or maybe you're pissed at yourself, and maybe you just gotta let out a scream. Like a bundle of screams, angers, and chains that just got you like wanting to rip your hair out sometimes and every other kind of day, or maybe rip somebody else's hair out, or maybe kick them. You can target, but you can also choose. You cannot choose to allow it to break it up inside of you. Break many to break one. Save one to save many. Save yourself. That's what's gonna help. To break the chain, just to acknowledge the pain, the rage, and you got something to say? Say. Say what you need to say. Because it's the only way to sometimes go back to that child that you were meant to be. Free to throw that tantrum. Express thyself. Maybe you were told that expression was weak, and so you became a part of your own suppression of anger that got you in chains that you need to let out in some kind of way. I don't know, what can I say? These cards connect in every kind of way. Moving on to the Bumblebee Jasper, if you chose that one here. 952, my dears. 952. Here we go. So that is Perchance to dream, perchance to dream, perchance to dream. The surrendering, I see. 8, 9, 10. Call of the one. Call of the one, because something is happening here in another realm of existence to be crowned, to allow yourself to like surrender somehow. If I sleep long enough, when I wake up, the pain will have been gone. Psych. Okay, because sometimes we need to go back to the child that was maybe suppressed in some kind of way, that didn't allow themselves to express themselves because it would have been perceived as weak or just a feminine thing to do. So maybe some kind of masculine overdrive of tyrannical waves that didn't allow things to be. So a lot of anger and chains got one whipped into certain kind of things, suppressing many kind of things. But perchance you have a chance to dream. A crowned naked man is reclining. Sorry. His eyes are closed and his body is dissolving in the wind. Another man holds him gently. Behind them, a circle of brass risen by thin silvery threads. To die, to sleep, perchance, perchance to dream, or let's go dark now. It is time to surrender. Oh yes, it is time to surrender, to drown, to dive in head first in the cozy, all-enveloping darkness of the blanket. It is a moment of weakness, of surrender, soft surrender, a desire to close your eyes and surrender for just one moment, to release the control. 1 second, 1 minute, stop, let go, release. Not like a hero fighting the world, but like a kid. Child, you were meant to be allowed to express yourself free. I say, all of you read parts 1, 2, and 3. Let it all just flow in, you see. The anger and chains that got you gripped in such ways, you gotta surrender to the ways. Not like a hero fighting the world, but like a kid just welcoming the darkness outside within, fully understanding that you are free to do these things. How long would that moment last? Never mind. Let go of the control. A minute, we can say just a minute, but it's not true. What is a minute? It's time to subdue. Disappearing is but an instant, just a time to take a breath twice. And yet it can take ages. What is time anyways? Ages we will regret if we just don't say what we need to say. Do what we need to do. Surrendering to. Letting go. Look at his wrist. Holding on. He still resists. Ages that will be or will have lost its sentiment, like stolen by your own surrendering. Just surrender, release, let go. And yet close your eyes too. Let one sense after the other slow down into nothing. Sight first, then hearing and smell last will be the touch. Let go. What does it feel like to be a soul? Perchance to dream. The comfort, thing, hand we all deserve. You shall receive the child you were meant to be, to receive the nurturing. Maybe that is what's being found somehow. But let go of the anger and change somehow. The touch that you need, you shall, you have. You're receiving the comfort hand you deserve, to hold you up when you have done enough and you just cannot be let go of. Surrendering to being nurtured, cared for, loved, accepted. It's time to go back and surrender and be at this place right now. You see, perchance to dream, to allow yourself to receive. Moving on to card number 4, 1422, Dalmatian Jasper. I didn't say this to all the other cards, but if you're here, please make sure to just see 3, 2, and 1. It all connects in some kind of way. May these messages resonate with you in every kind of way. Black flower fragrance. Where you have worked and walked. Ooh, even number 7, diamond. Diamond in the rough. Coming out, that's what's up. The world may be unfair. Fuck off, dear world. Fuck you. that's the message of this card. You see a beautiful woman, her face with a hint of resolve, holds a strange black rose on her chest. It seems to explode like a crystal, each petal an obsidian shard. Anger and chains. Underneath you see how one must release. Love is not a white dove, nor it turns people into angels. Love can be ugly sometimes. And it can start from the conditioning times. Love can be cheap, love can be rotten, but even ugly love has a right to exist. Maybe there are certain things that you just can't resist the temptation of wanting certain kind of attention's focus. Even cheap love can raise some sky. Even rotten love has the dignity of eternity. Or the selfishness breed of just wanting to receive, but not give. Even a black rose by any other name should still smell as sweet. Even if you are wrong, you still have the right to be angry. Going back to these anger and chains. Nobody's saying that you don't have a right to feel this kind of way. Even if you're not perfect, you have the right to be respected, to be adored, to be accepted. Even if you're stupid, you have the right to be listened to. And even if you are lucky, you have the right to complain. Even if you are rich, you have the right to be sad. And even if you cannot shine because you are beautiful, even if you cannot shine because you are beautiful, then shine even if you are ugly. But you have every right to feel as you do in every kind of way. The fragrance that leaves you, even if it's one of anger, stuck and held in chains. You're beautiful anyways. Even if you're spoiled rotten. Shine because you are ugly. Accept yourself too. Go back to the child that you were meant to be. The one that wanted to have that tantrum and scream free. Or maybe that wasn't even allowed to scream or complain or be. How dare you see the neglected one. Maybe you were provided for in every kind of other way, but what was accepted in the one way that was needed. And maybe it has caused certain behaviors in you to be frustrating even within you because you're trapped here in these anger and chains. Perchance, if you surrender. Gorgeously black may be. Ugly as the love that you give out to others or desire to receive, maybe worn out as you can be, cheap as the crown, unconquered as a fragrance in the night. Maybe that's for you what feels absolutely right. Bonus card on atonement. Death cycle, you see. Bonus number card under Malachite, you see card number 31 that wants to speak its free, to be able to atone, accepting the full burden of responsibility, accountability, the fair as well as the unfair, with no discount. Accepting pain as a way to survive the pain. Not all things burn, but some should. This is about being fully open and accepting of consequences of certain things. Maybe certain choices that one has made in their own life that maybe they keep themselves in the ass for. Sometimes it's about paying the price for others too. Letting go of all ifs and buts and taking it all in. Whether it's ours to take in or another's to shoulder. If you take a piece of what puts you at fault, normally you would try to separate it and weigh it evenly with what makes the other at fault. And with that, you made it right. A little for a little. But it really doesn't move anything forward. It doesn't. Sometimes we need a clean slate. And it's done by going through it all. Paying more than is due. The surrendering, boo. To create the closure for your own self that you need. Of whatever it is that holds you back. The dark you think that's dark, take that all in. So that others can stay in the light, even if they don't deserve it, even if you don't deserve it, whatever. Take it all in. Surrender.